Greetings and welcome to Imprinting Color. My name is Liz, aka Pezliz, and Polymaker has released some amazing new filaments, and this is my first impressions. Yesterday we did a little bit of show and tell on a sort of impromptu stream, but today is our biggest look at what we have, and I will tell you there's actually more to come. So I am going to be talking about what I did, of course, what settings I used to print. I will be talking about what I decided to print, ideas of what you could print with this filament, and also just the beauty and features that this filament has. So one of the #1 questions that I had with this filament was, does it work well with other PLAs? And the answer is absolutely yes. So this is my my little butterfly model. This is done with color swaps. So the first layer here of the filament is the Polymaker Tropical HT-PLA. And then I used Silk Periwinkle, Neon Magenta, and Lime PLA. So this is all PLAs. They play well together. There's zero separation. So one of the most important things that people like to know is, of course, does it work well? Does it play well with other PLAs? Absolutely. So this is fantastic news. Now, for a lot of us, we are not quite familiar with fiber-filled filaments. A lot of us aren't as adventurous with filaments. So I think that this filament is a great opportunity for us to actually explore some filaments that we might not have explored in the past, because you can print these filaments in your regular printer. They are also AMS friendly. So I'm going to take a look. This is a color that's actually still in development, but it's one of my favorites. This is the Power Tool Teal. So this is the HT-PLA GF. Now, GF does not stand for gluten-free. It stands for glass fiber. The really neat thing about this filament, not only is it the same color as some power tools that we might be familiar with, but it has glass fiber. And what is the advantage of glass fiber? Well, let's take a look. One thing that Polymaker does really well is they actually have explanations of everything that has to do with their filament. So your questions are already answered on their website. So it says right here, of course, Polymaker HT-PLA-GF combines high temperature stability with enhanced strength and durability. It withstands up to 150 degrees Celsius without sagging or losing form. So that's 150 degrees Celsius in your vehicle, in the sun, outside, in a window, all of those things. And it says, of course, when annealed, it can be perfect for functional parts that need to endure the heat. So, of course, there's a lot more information when you click on learn more about the product. Imagine that. So with that, of course, it is stable, as we mentioned, stable up to 150 degrees Celsius, easy to print, an excellent surface finish. It is multi-material system compatible. The one thing that we'll say is you are, of course, recommended to use it with a hardened steel nozzle. So there you go. This is something that all of us can print. Now, of course, for extra heat stability, you want to anneal your parts, and it's fairly simple. A lot of people have not been able to anneal things in the past because they're worried about, high VOCs, they're worried about their own oven at home or other things. And you can actually anneal these parts for 30 minutes at 100 degrees Celsius. So whether you use a toaster oven, your oven at home, or of course, you can even do it in hot water. So this does give you an additional 30 degrees Celsius of deformation resistance. So that's pretty awesome. And of course, this is perfect for prints that get hot and need to carry a load. Now, that's not my purse in that car. But you could have tool bags in a van. You could have tool bags in your shop or tools in your shop, anything like that. And of course, I'll actually give you a prime example. And this is something I'll have to use to print. My hair dryer and my, that's actually a good example right here. My hair dryer and my curling iron and all of those things, they hang on a cart here. And this is actually done in ABS because the PLA parts were warping. So my test is going to be printing in the HT-PLA GF. So the glass fiber filament. So we will put it to the test because I tell you, the hair straightener, even here, the heat travels, and I have had melted hooks for hanging my supplies. So there you go. Of course, with this, it prints very, very easily. As you can see, the HT-PLA, which we'll take a bigger look at too, also prints very well, prints very easily, and has some great advantages, of course, for extra heat stability as well. But these are, of course, things that are made to last. They are outdoor friendly. You can print gadgets. You can print cool things like birdhouses and beach buckets and all these sorts of things. So let's take a look at the colors because, of course, we are imprinting color. And it is starting to sell out. Now, I have been told this will be restocked, absolutely restocked, but there are some colors that are sold out and there are some colors that are still in development. So some colors to look forward to. So let's take a look at those colors. First, we have black. And look at this new spool design. I love this. It shows that it's AMS friendly. It shows the cardboard spools and how they are specially coated to work in an AMS or work at, you know, be friendly with all sorts of printers. But black, of course, is just a beautiful black. The thing I like about this filament is it has a really nice satin finish. We've got white, very nice white. Gray, which is, you know, classic gray. It is a great, of course, if you're doing prototypes too, a great way to test the quality. This blue is coming soon. It is coming soon. We love this blue. Absolutely gorgeous. This army green is also coming soon. Apparently, I'm going to get some to test ahead of time, but we'll see. Power Tool yellow. If anyone has those yellow power tools, these are things, of course, you can print all your accessories. You can print extra handles for other tools. You can do your storage. I'll show you a couple ideas for storage. But you can have everything. Some people like everything to match. But imagine having a full wall where all your battery packs and hanging all of your tool devices. This is a great color. This tool red is also really nice. Reminds me of some of my favorite brands of tools. Really nice red color. I also have the tool green. And like I said, I have ideas. These are some of K2 Kevin's rugged drawers. So with the rugged drawers, you can have your whole system organized, you know, do some coordination. This color looks really great with black or green or even red. You know, lovely color. So that is the Power Tool green. And of course, coming soon, but I have it in my possession, is the Power Tool Teal. And the Power Tool Teal is absolutely gorgeous. This is I will say, as you can see by my eye makeup, this is my favorite color from the entire collection. So there you go. Right from the mouth of Liz, the color swap queen. So that's how we roll here. Anyway, as we mentioned, of course, the glass fiber filament, the HT-PLA GF can of course give you lots of extra strength. The finish on this is really nice. The finish is it's a matte sort of satin finish, and it feels really nice. It feels sort of course, it goes well with the rugged organizers. It's a rugged, you know, it's a rugged filament. It's perfect. I'm really excited, and for a launch of filament to come with so many colors that apparently are selling out fast. As you can see, grab it now before you know, hopefully they'll be able to do a restock really soon. Grab it now. Get your favorite colors and test it out. I will be in future streams doing some testing with the annealing. And when I test the annealing, especially with something like Gridfinity, we'll be able to see if there was any warping, because Gridfinity is really dependent on, of course, everything fitting properly. And drawers popping out because I pulled it. Anyway, but as you can see with the Gridfinity, you want to have everything sort of lined up so it stacks properly and all fits together. So there we go. I'll put the drawer back in. Anyway, great colors, great color combinations. So that is the glass fiber. And like I said, a lot of us have been hesitant to play around with filaments like that, because we don't know if it's safe to print in our printer. We might have to, there's all sorts of settings and stuff. Because this is PLA, it is easy. It works in the AMS. I can attest to that. I use it in both the AMS and the AMS Lite. No problem. The only thing is, of course, hardened steel nozzle. So we've got those beautiful colors in of course, the HT-PLA GF. But of course, you want to see more colors, right? You want to see more. And like I said, I have never seen a launch show so many different colors all at once. So the next set in this launch is absolutely gorgeous, and that is the HT-PLA. So I'm going to grab that for you. All right. So the HT-PLA, very similar but different from the HT-PLA-GF. It can be annealed, of course, for better performance. It's got a decent print speed, and of course, it can withstand hotter than usual temperatures for sure. And of course, there's also all kinds of beautiful colors. So here's a little comparison here between PLA, PETG, ABS, polycarbon, and HT-PLA. So that is, of course, the best of both worlds. You print just like PLA, you can print with PLA, it has that heat stability for you. And of course, that's perfect when it comes to summer, but it also is perfect when it comes to things like heat stable prints that you need. A lot of the time, I have printed things like this in ABS, ASA, and PETG, which requires, special build plates, special settings, all kinds of things. But this stuff prints and, of course, is heat stable. So this is a Fulv. I think this is a Fulv birdhouse. Absolutely beautiful. And of course, this is something that can withstand the heat. Up to 150 degrees Celsius. Now, I'll let you know, the hottest that it gets in Montreal in the summer is about 45 degrees Celsius. So of course, add in sunshine, add in, something in a car and an extra temperature, it still would never get that hot. So generic PLA, of course, melts in that type of heat, but the HT-PLA stands up to it. And of course, another advantage of this filament is that it is a neatly wound spool. No tangles. So a lot of us have struggled with tangles in our filaments, all sorts of things. So this is something that will save us. All right, that is a promise. So of course, the summer heat is a thing. But also when you take into consideration other factors, the practical uses of it, because it is a nice filament that is easy to print. You can also print things like, of course, your beach buckets, your planters, all kinds of really fun stuff that you're able to print with this. But of course, there's more. One thing, one really hidden secret of this filament, of course, is the way that you remove supports. So I'm going to show you this in just a minute, but we're going to take a look at the colors. Look at these colors. Look at these absolutely beautiful colors to get us started. This is just the beginning. 14 colors. 14 colors for a brand new filament launch. So first up, we have, of course, black. Then we have black. Then we have white. We've got our gray. Coming soon is blue. Coming soon is blue. Then we have this beautiful red, which is coming soon to me. So I'll be doing more unboxings and more sharing. I can't wait to see this green. It's absolutely gorgeous. This yellow looks like it might be Zombie Hedgehog approved. Absolutely gorgeous yellow. We've got a beautiful orange, which I am really excited to see. A really nice brown. The traditional and of course reliable Polymaker teal, which is a beautiful teal. This dreamy rainbow, which is a really unique rainbow. We've got tropical, perfect for summertime, but also just a beautiful color. Already sold out. We have ice. Hopefully it's coming back soon. I'll be able to show you things that I printed in ice. The most beautiful blue hues. And of course, another favorite is fire. And this fire is fire. So let me show you how beautiful this filament is. I have printed this beautiful Wexter dragon. Okay. Wexter, of course, is a friend of mine. It's actually how I met Polymaker Pete, if you didn't know. So Polymaker Pete and I met on Wexter's Discord over 4 years ago. Wexter is an amazing designer from Croatia, a good friend to us all, and he actually designed a model specifically for this filament launch. So behold, this is his absolutely beautiful Firestone dragon. Look at this dragon. He also has designed, oops, let's see our friend. Here we go. I have to open this up. There's a really nice note here about Pete and how lovely Pete is. But this is Emberon. So this is another absolutely beautiful model by Wexter. Now I decided to do just a single color for the Firestone. And let's take a look at this dragon and also see the advantage that this filament has. First of all, look at this beautiful finish. We've got this gorgeous, gorgeous satin finish. But Liz, why do you still have supports on here? Because last night, after I printed a smaller size version of the Firestone in the Fire HT-PLA, I said, oh, I need to do a demo on stream. So you've got to see this. First of all, beautiful finish, like a nice satiny finish. Feels great too. But watch this. Support removal is like buttah. It just, look, no marks. No marks at all. No mess, no muss, no fuss, no marks. Look at this. It just peeled off like buttah. Now this part might be a little more complicated, but we'll see, because we've got like supports up here. We've got supports on the chin. Oh no, just wait, look. They pop right off. They're popping right off. And look, there's no mess. There's no worries. I wonder if I could do, oh, could do it almost full. I did use, of course, organic supports or tree supports. That was one pull. That was the entire, look, that was the entire set of supports. Flawless. Flawless. Look at this. No worries. Flawless support removal. And I mean, there's some intricate parts here. Like these, you know, where these flame horns are. Absolutely flawless. I'm so excited. So this is definitely a bonus feature that we absolutely love. So if you want, of course, this dragon, it is available from Wexter. If you're in my chat live right now, it's !Wexter. But of course, I will definitely put a link in the description on how to find Wexter's amazing models. I will definitely be printing more, of course, over the course of testing all these filaments. I will do multicolor, but I wanted to see how beautiful this gradient was for this particular model. So this filament is definitely, as Bearded Printer in chat says, reminds him of joy and happiness. It is absolute fire. So I will be printing more things with this. Of course, not to forget my beautiful fire crown, which was on Maker World. There's a crown contest right now on Maker World, and I printed a couple different things that were part of the crown contest. This was one of my favorites. This is with the ice filament. So this is very, you know, channeling my inner Disney princess. They also have all the seasons, so I use the different filaments for that. Oh, here's the autumn. Here's the summer. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous. But I have been printing and printing and printing some more, so I'm going to share some things and also really good ideas of things to print. Of course, this is filament that can endure higher temperatures. So with that, of course, it's summertime and people are doing all sorts of planting. They've got miniature herb gardens and all of those things. So planters. This is a planter by James the Printer. It's got excellent drainage, and this of course is in the ice. So you can have this in your windowsill. This can be something that you take outside, have all around your garden. This model is actually really good sized up too, because I did the tropical. I think this is 150% size, maybe 125. I'm trying to remember, but I sized it up to, of course, get the full gradient, and also because I needed a bigger size pot. So there's tropical at regular size, and of course larger. And then we have the rainbow as well. So planters, planting season. Use these filaments because of course they can withstand the weather. The UV resistance is similar to PLA. But I mean, the fun thing is your pots won't melt, right? I've also done some other prints just to take a look at how these things print. We have a friend from a fellow Canadian, Dave Makes Stuff, and he's got these beautiful shell dishes. So I use the ice to print this. You can see the beautiful gradient, and of course this would be also very practical. Have it on your desk, have it as a jewelry tray, have it in your bathroom, even as a, you know, all sorts of places. So this is absolutely gorgeous and a great way to show off the gradient. And our friend James the Printer has some new containers coming out very soon. And with James containers, I did the ice gradient again. Absolutely gorgeous containers, a new pattern for him. And I really like how this filament shows off the texture. So absolutely gorgeous. And I printed lots of other things too. One thing is actually still on the printer. So just give me a moment and I'm gonna go grab that for you. All right. All right, we're back. The fun thing about this print is that the supports are coming off as I walk from the printer. So this is a cute little parrot planter pot. So you would actually put a pot in that. There's no drainage, but this is a cute little parrot, and it's by someone named Vase on Maker World. But as you can see, the supports pop off super easy. Yet again, let me work on these ones. As most supports, sometimes there are little parts that require a little help, but that just took a little grip. But the supports are coming off absolutely beautifully. I think I did snug supports for this, but they will come off. Just give me a second here. Let's grab this and voila. We've got the supports coming off like magic and it's perfect. So there you go. I have to do the rest of these supports in just a minute. I don't have all my support removal tools. Let me just grab back here. See, I spoke too soon about the butter. No, it depends on what support settings you use too. But this just needs a little bit of a push, and it will come out perfect. So, give me 1 second here. But the nicest thing about the support removal here is that it leaves no marks. It is absolutely flawless. So if you are like me and you made a mistake with the type of supports that you used, I'm sure you can correct it in just a minute. All right. We will get this done in just a minute. it'll be quick. But if anyone knows, support removal is usually a super pain. And just like that, there we go. Supports are removed. No problems at all. So this super cute parrot planter container is ready to gift, ready to share. Now there's lots of questions in chat. So if you would like to follow me live and get those answers in chat, I'm available on twitch.tv/pezliz. My full schedule, of course, is available, but essentially I stream Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, and sometimes Saturdays. But if you're following on YouTube, there are plenty of answers, of course, on the Polymaker website as well. So some people are asking, of course, about the strength of the filament, how it compares to other materials. And there's a lot of information available on the Polymaker website. All right. But this is essentially PLA that's easy to print with, that has, of course, excellent support removal. And you have the option, of course, for the HT-PLA or the HT-PLA glass fiber. So you definitely have options, but it's the beauty of printing like PLA. And of course, the other big question that we had was, how does it work well with other PLAs? Perfectly. So I have done some color swaps here, and there is no separation. There are no issues with it printing together. So thank you for joining me for In Printing Color. Again, you can catch me live on twitch.tv/pezliz. And of course, if you're interested in these filaments, the links are below for all the different colors on the Polymaker website. And make sure you use the Polymaker website when you're ordering filament. There's often great deals and discounts. And if you've never used Polymaker filament before, use the code Polymaker First Try and you get 15% off. You can't beat that. So thank you for joining me for Imprinting Color. Again, my name is Liz, and enjoy the colors that this new filament brings to you, and have a lovely rest of your day. Saturday, the 31st of May at 10 o'clock in the morning Central, the stream begins on Polymaker's Twitch channel and also Polymaker's YouTube channel. So we're going to give a shout out to Polymaker 3D. I'm sure there will be giveaways, there will be special guests and all kinds of fun stuff. So if you're not already following Polymaker, please do. So this live stream will be talking, of course, about the HT-PLA and the HT-PLA-GF. So if you have any burning questions, if you have an inferno of questions, if you're feeling cold feet or cold head about this filament, then it is your opportunity to ask the questions and do all the things and be a part of the whole experience, right?